Dangote writes Ohaneze over influx of Almajiris to Nigeria's south, specifically Alaigbo. Already know, Africa's richest man has refuted a claim that his company's truck were being used to transport Almajiris from the north part of Nigeria to the south. It's not just transporting them, there were allegations that they were moving to the south with weapons. In a letter dated May 27, addressed to Ohaneze President General John Wodo, here let's see his reaction. The letter, entitled Allegation of Illegal Haulage Against Dangote Industries Limited, was signed by Anthony Chiejina, Group's Chief Communications Officer. Wodo and other Southern and Middle Belt leaders recently expressed concern about the massive movement of Almajiri to the south, specifically eastern Nigeria, with trucks allegedly from the Dangote Industries. So Dangote has denied the allegations. He sees it as spurious and misleading, and he asked that those in his company involved in that should be reported and they will be dealt with, because for him and the company it is an illegal activity. Dangote, through his media man, insisted that the trucks are permitted to carry cement, limestone, high-grade gypsum, sugar, salt, seasoning, and branded bags. That is what they are expected to carry too, only. Meanwhile, it is alleged that they are been involved in the movement of massive youths Almajiri from the north, including smuggling of weapons. So the letter urged Ohaneze and the general public to report any Dangote truck driver involved in such with evidence. And the company urged citizens to forward details such as truck type, content, color, plate number, location, and if possible, photographs. Dangote Industries also released phone lines for complaints, and here are the phone lines on the screen. So the question that begs for answer: should every Dangote truck going to the south be checked based on what the director of the company has said, that this is what the company carries, this is what the company transports, Jameson and cement products? So how do we make a check? Because some of the times, based on the allegation too, they smuggle people to the south. Does it mean every Dangote trucks should be checked or should be followed to where they do the offloading? How is this going to be checked? Will they be followed from the parks to where their journey concludes? It's possible that these guys could be dropped along the way it's possible these guys may not get to the park to alight. Some of them will be dropped off along the way. So how do we make sure these checks are proper? Another problem is that some of these trucks have no names written on them, like the one in Benin. There were no names. They just dropped off people along, and these people poured into the bushes immediately. No one knows where they will go from there. They poured into the bushes immediately. So how can this be handled? Meanwhile, this truck could be heading for the eastern part of Nigeria. Then it had to continue. So how do we do proper checks? Sale of cow drops in Southeast. Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MACBAN, has said the global pandemic known as coronavirus has become its nemesis in Southeast markets. They lamented that the Igbo no longer patronize them the way they used to as a result of COVID-19. So they are reporting a drop in the sales of their cattle. MACBAN Southeast Chairman Alhaji Gidado Siddiqui spoke with reporters in Oka, Anambra State. He said the issue is no longer the herders and a community again, but outbreak of coronavirus pandemic, which had caused lockdown in the country. He said the outbreak of the pandemic had stopped ceremonies such as burial, marriage ceremony, among others in Igbo land, where they make huge sales in compliance with COVID-19 protocols. Oh, okay. According to him, the coronavirus disease outbreak is seriously affecting their business. They say they no longer sell cows like they used to because people no longer celebrate marriages and burials like before. These are some of the events that give us cells, he continued. Again, cows have become expensive due to high cost of transportation. Our volume of cells has gone down very much. He regretted that most of his members were not adhering to the rules of social distancing, hand washing, among others, despite repeated sensitization. Wow. Okay, he continued, I and members of my leadership take the awareness message to them where they are in the bush, and also tell them that we have to join hands with other people to eradicate this virus. There was also a time, about a month ago, they said they are planning to close down their business in Southeast. And I think for residents and indigenes of the Southeast region, it's a kind of reprieve. Yeah, at least the trouble will cease for some time, or even it will end the trouble. They are planned to move out of Southeast. It will help the Southeast region rather than make things worse. Yes, if they had plans to really move out, it is a good idea. But somehow we didn't hear about that in the news. This particular news material is also for people of the region. You can see these guys rely on your patronage to continue doing business. Meanwhile, you understand what it takes for them to be there. So this news is for you. Listen to it over and over and have a rethink. Listen to the news over and over and have a rethink. This guy relies on you. So you know what to do. So Ndibo, you could do without Efinde Fulani for months now due to coronavirus. So that is the only reason you could do without the cattle from the north. It's funny, but it's a lesson somehow. If I were told we can do away with it, I may not totally believe. But due to the coronavirus pandemic and the rest, you could do without Efinde Ugu. On this note, I recommend to you Efi Igbo, perhaps in resumption of the ceremonies. I recommend to you Efi Igbo. You got me? That is why I asked you, ponder on this. Ponder on this news again. Maybe you have to rewind and listen again. Thank you. I think I will not see fire and jump into it. I will not continue to attract fire that will burn me. No? I will have to do something to curb the incident. Hamakoso mehanona na choka nkowacha onewegota. Enide me po ikwacha hukwafa. Southeast security outfit. The reason why the regional force is being set up. It seems Southeast governors are waking up from deep sleep. The other time they plan to set up a regional security outfit. The police chief, IGP, called them to stop, and they quickly listened. And these are the number one men of the states. They have to consult the police before they make moves to secure their state. You could imagine that. Now and again, the governors met, not only them, with top dignitaries in Enugu. At the end of their meeting, the chairman of Southeast Governors Forum, which is the governor of Ebonyi State, Umahe, read a communique to the general public. He stated that they have jointly asked the 5 state House of Assemblies in the region to commence the enactment of laws which will give legal backing to the establishment of a regional security outfit. Oh, okay. Oh. Recall that they have had several meetings on the same issue in the past. The question now is, what prompted them to make such an arrangement while we have the police who have been mandated in the constitution to provide security for Nigerians? This article tends to answer the above question by listing and explaining the reasons why such regional security outfit is being set up. Below are some of the reasons. 1. The incessant killings, rapings, kidnapping, and destruction of properties by suspected Fulani headsmen and criminals within the region. Here is a particular incident they reported. Several reports in the media have shown that some suspected Fulani headsmen and other criminals have been killing, kidnapping, raping, destroying properties, and doing all manner of evil acts within the region. In 2016, it was reported that some Fulani headsmen invaded Ukpapi Nimbo in Uzowane local government area of Enugu State, burning houses and killing about 20 persons. In 2019, within Afikpo North, Onitsha, and the Izzi local government of Ebonyi State, it was reported that some Fulani herders within this area were assaulting women sexually. The same goes with the rising cases of kidnapping in the region, which the police have failed to curtail. Okay, like we said, the police have failed to curtail this, and now you have to take permission from the same police for you to establish the outfit. If the police is complicit, they are no more reliable enough. They are no more reliable enough. They are no more, if the police is not living to the expectation, they are complicit in several crimes. How comes you go to report to them again? You set up something by yourself and fix your state. So now they are just waking up from sleep. Now the second reason, they said the sideline of the region in the current security architecture of the nation. Oh, you just knew that you were sidelined. According to them, from the appointment made by the president, it can be seen that it went to a particular section of the country. There is no single person from the entire Southeast region occupying a critical security position in the country. Oh, are you waking up from sleep? This particular scenario has made some notable people in the region to feel that they have been sidelined to the fact that they can't contribute to the security issues as it regards the region. Okay, you could imagine, most of the time, the police chiefs in the Southeast region are not from the Southeast. People from other states that are not Southeast are made police chiefs in our states. You could imagine. Meanwhile, the Southeasterners are not police chiefs in other states. But these governors are just waking up. It's a record that in the last meeting which the governors had, it was reported that the governors rejected the methodology of the community policing, which the Inspector General of Police issued to them. Oh, they rejected it. We're just knowing. According to the governor of Ebonyi State, it is a fallout in the agreement which they had earlier. It could be suggested that if they had a say in the security formation of Nigeria, they would have been represented well in creating a perfect methodology that will be in conformity with the agreement. All this issue made them drop the community policing strategy and adopt the regional policing strategy. So, Governor Mahi has given a reason why they are switching, why they are changing their mind, why they will no longer accept the conclusions on their last meeting with the IGP. You wonder again, why should they contact him? The failed police. Meanwhile, what is the function of the forest guards in Enugu? Well, let me just assume that you are watching quietly, or else I don't understand. Or even you see on Homa boss ko I say na akane ekwu ife na ekwu. Agata akwa mo. Now, here is the third reason they gave, and the last for now. They said the recent uncontrolled movements of Almajiris into the region. Can you get that? Did you get that? The recent uncontrolled movements of the Almajiris into the region. Recently, there were reports that some Almajiris were intercepted at Benue-Enugu border in Udenu local government. That is not the only place they were intercepted. They were all over the places. You Southeast governors always wake up late. You are not alert to your responsibilities. You are a disappointment to our region. You Southeast governors, you are a disappointment. So, according to the report, the issue with this is that even after imposing interstate movement restriction, during the lockdown, some set of Almajiris, numbering in hundreds, tried to sneak into the region. Then you will begin to ask yourself, what is their motive of coming down to the region? Oh, you're waking up. Okay, we're following. So all these security flaws made the governors lost trust in the current security architecture of the nation, thereby considering the setup of a more credible security outfit who will live up to the expectations. The other time, it was alleged in Delta State that the herders were on the rampage, backed by the security forces in the country. I don't need to tell you your work. I don't need to tell you what to do with the security votes of the state. I don't need to tell you what to do with the tax the internal generated revenue. Security is paramount. You don't need to be told. People who do business in states, people who live in the states, the first thing they need is security. Without security, nothing will happen. You are just waking up. You are a disappointment. I hope the police won't dictate for you again, because I had hints that you consulted the police to make this law. You are a failure. Until you live to the demands of your office, we will not applaud you, you governors of Southeast. Thanks for watching Igbo Area TV. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also click the bell icon. Like our Facebook page. Join our Facebook group. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Bye for now.